Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot. Meet Buddy, my personal little plushy cannabis. Yes, that's exactly what this is. And that's why I named him Buddy, because, Bud. But we're not here to talk about a plushie, although he's absolutely adorable and I love him. We're here to check out the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck, because this is something that I am rather passionate about. This is something that I think more people need to be, aware of and everything. Because you think about it, cannabis gets a really, really, really bad vibe. You think about it, it's like the bored pothead. It's something that, is a bad thing. But it's absolutely not. The people that I know that are into this, the people that I've met and everything, that also think that little Buddy here is cute. They're some of the greatest people in the world. Now, personally, I think if alcohol is legal, cannabis should absolutely be legal too. And, we're all different. We live in different states. We live in different countries and things like that. But here in West Virginia, this is threatened. We actually don't have recreational cannabis at all. You can have it if you've got a medical card, absolutely. And they have Delta 8 and Delta 9. That's where I actually got this, was these two amazing ladies at Moonflower Hemp that had their 420 festival last week. And that's why this is in my collection, is because I found out that the local Books A Million in my mall actually had this in stock. And I found it on the Friday before the actual festival. And I was like, I can't not go to this festival and not have this deck. So it's actually already unboxed. It was unboxed on the day of the festival. I actually opened the package and handed it to the girl across me that I was doing a reading for. I was like, do you want this deck? Should we open it and see what it shares? And she goes, oh my God, absolutely. So that's where this deck came from. That's why I have this deck. And it really is something that I am very, very passionate about. I'm not going to tell you if I do it or if I don't do it, because that's not what's important. The people that do it, the people that enjoy it, they should be allowed to enjoy it with none of this negativity, none of this illegality. You shouldn't be put in jail. You shouldn't get a fine for doing this if you're not going to get one for alcohol too. Okay, now what we're going to do is open the box. You see there, the inside and everything like that. It's kind of shadowy, but cannabis, leaves, beautiful, beautiful box. Very psychedelic, very fun. It's very well protected in here. And I know for a fact that this deck is very, very intuitive, very connecting to other people, because I did not sleep with this deck under my pillow. I did not, work with it first before I let other people work with it. And every single one that came up, and of course I used the guidebook for it because, I don't have any knowledge of this deck prior to doing this, but I read the guidebook to each and every person and they absolutely loved it. It made complete sense and it flowed so well with the actual cards I was working with. Groovy Weights, the Triumph Delana illustrated pips, use that one as well. And what was the third one? The third one on the right was the Dark Mansion Tarot. Yes, I've made videos before of those. Are my 3 favorite decks to have on the table. But when you do festivals and stuff, you like to have that extra oracle deck to really bring everything full circle and front and center. And what better for a 420 festival than a cannabis deck, right? So that's what this deck is. And I'll put a link in the description below of where you can purchase it for your own collection. And of course, where, if you want a reading with this deck or any deck in my collection, all of that will be in the information below as well. Let's get to it, shall we, and see what the illustrations look like. I'm going to do that thing where I talk and we're actually going to do a reading with this because they're nowhere near in order or anything like that, and we're going to get a really, really quick flip through as I make my 3 piles. We're not going to put them upside down though. We're going to go like this. And you're going to see 3 cards at each time as we go through. And as always, I want to begin this by thanking the cards, giving me this voice to share with all of you right now. To share the insight, inspiration, and empowerment that we've all come to know from the cards. If you've been following me, subscribing to me, working with me. And as we go through the cards, I see that one is reversed. So I'm going to flip it over. But okay, no, more than reversed. But you can see each of these illustrations are so just bright, colorful, enjoyable. They're like the light and the darkness of that one. I'm loving the energy of these cards. It's so beautiful. There's Santa Merite offering with the Grim Reaper on it. That is really fun. Each of these, they're very intuitive just looking at them. The more you look at the illustrations, which you're not really able to look at them that quickly right now. But again, this is not an unboxing video. It's not really a flip through video. What I'm doing is a reading video to see what the cards share. And like I said, I don't know the meanings of these cards very well. You've got the spirit and the act right there, take action on what makes your soul sing, make your heart sing, and things like that. So you can read them intuitively, but I'm always a fan of reading the guidebook when it comes to Oracle decks, because the people that made this deck, that created it, those were the words and the thoughts that they had as they were creating it. So what better to share the answers than the answers that they came up with when they were making the actual illustrations. Again, thank my guides and everything involved, whatever it might be, to give me this power to share with you today. Let's see what empowering message wants to come up. Universal oneness. Isn't that a beautiful illustration right there? Got upside down witch right there and sorcery right there with the inhaler. So I'm going to stack them all back up and we're going to pull 3 cards at random to see what message wants to come up. It's this one. This, actually, if you look there, there's one kind of hidden behind it. That's the one I want. And then last, but certainly not least, is this one right here. It's got our 3 cards. Set these aside and flip them. It's interesting. All 3 of them were reversed, and I was like really careful, but I must have picked them up otherwise. But there we have our 3 cards. Unconditional love and blueprint right there with the shape of the heart. You know, that's what the heart inside looks like. And you know, you are worthy of that unconditional love. You absolutely are. No matter what you're into, if you're into cannabis, if you're into alcohol, whatever you're into, whoever you are, that person looking at you in the mirror, when you look in the mirror, tells you that you are absolutely worthy of that love. Stop being so hard on yourself, you know? Resurrect yourself. Believe in yourself. Dance to the beat of your own drum and see yourself as that successful person, that wonderful person you were born to be. When that heart is clear, when that heart is full of that unconditional love for yourself and life in general, you can be that unconditional love for people that need it. You can be that true self that you were born to be. So that's what I see right here. But of course, we're just going to go through the deck or in the guidebook and see what different cards are. Now, this is in no means alphabetical order or anything, so it's slightly confusing, but the table of contents is in alphabetical order. So we're going to start with that unconditional love, which is down here. Unconditional love, many, many, many dots. 106. So we're just going to flip quickly to that 106 in the guidebook. I actually got close to it. Well, it's towards the end, so it wasn't very hard to do, but find it in there. There we go. Unconditional love. And here is what it shares about that illustration. If this card has come up for you, obviously it has, it is time to find unconditional love. In this card, we see a heart with 33 petals. The outer petals blend inwards from green to pink, purple and white in the middle. Elements of gold and pink glisten out into every corner of the card. Small rolled up scrolls float around the heart to represent the soul contracts each person makes within their journey. The contracts exist between partners, friends, and most importantly, family. But these contracts are not bonds that last forever. In fact, they are the lessons that teach us to be our most authentic selves, as we have integrated the lessons of the card of truth. The highest selves of everyone are truly patting each other on the back and showing each other unconditional love. So, you know, you find that internal truth. You believe in yourself. That is the blueprint you need to create a life that you love and enjoy. Just like those scrolls and everything, like they said, that's the, you know, this commitment, the connection to other people and things like that. The unconditional love we get out into the world. And so much in life says, you know, if you let love lead you in everything that you do, if you have that confidence to believe in yourself and have that love for yourself that you deserve, anything and everything is possible. Okay, we're going to move over to Yimiya. You know me, I'm horrible at pronunciation. The word resurrection down there, we'll focus on that as well. Because, yeah, I'm probably not pronouncing that at all, but can we talk about just how beautiful that illustration is? The way she has that cannabis leaf, like as her top, as her bra, and she's got that belly dancing thing going on. You know, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It kind of reminds me, you know me and my love for Deviant Moon Tarot, it kind of reminds me of the Two of Pentacles in the Deviant Moon Tarot, because it's that belly dancer. And, you know, that's something that if you love to do it, go for it. Do it. Okay, we've got Yemiya right there, and Yemiya in the book is page 90, it says. So let's move to page 90. Moved right to 98, so we're not that far away. Oop, 92, 90. Okay, here's what it says. Yemiya is the river Oshira of the Yoruba people of southwestern Nigeria. A queenly mermaid whose tail is covered by a 7-layered skirt to symbolize the 7 seas, corals, crystals, tiny bells, and pearls adorn her outfit and her hair. A small cannabis wreath, as we saw in a babe, sits in her hand. This oracle's sacred number is the number 7, and her sacred animal is the peacock. Blue and white swirl around this card, creating a calming and contouring energy around you. Yemiel is known as the mother of all living things. She aims to bring comfort and cleansing to all who encounter her. On her chest sits a cannabis leaf because she helps mortals with learning how to love themselves and healing for the emotional body. The peacock represents the feet, and of all birds symbolizes the traditional depiction of the phoenix, the legendary bird of resurrection that rises out of its own ashes. When beside Yemiel in a reading, which we don't actually have that, but I'll read that anyways, Yemiel's powers are amplified. When this card appears, it is time to take a walk by the river and remind yourself that you too can rebuild yourself when the time comes to rise. So following that unconditional love, this is the character that helps you find that. And you know, when you find that for yourself, you keep finding it. You keep finding reasons to appreciate yourself, to love yourself. You know, you resurrect yourself able and capable of creating the life that you truly love and enjoy. Okay, glamour energy right here. Now, I actually have a book on Kindle Unlimited that is all about that glamour, and you know, that's, you know, witchcraft a little bit, magic and everything like that. When you believe you can have it, and you have that love for yourself and for others, that you think that you can deserve what is coming to you, then you're absolutely one step closer to achieving it. Let's see where glamour energy comes in the guidebook. Right here, glamour energy is page 71, it says. So let's move to 71, and again, I managed to make it to page 80, so I was really close. There's 72, so boom, there we are. Glam, and it says the affirmation is, my confidence is solid as stone, and I take positive action to manifest my dreams. Yes, that love and appreciation that you have for yourself when you're not, you know, so partaking in this that you just want to focus on TV and get the munchies. But you absolutely, when you're focused, when you're dedicated, when you believe in yourself and have that love and appreciation that you deserve, you absolutely can make your dreams and everything you want to achieve your reality. Here's what the guidebook shares. It's time to put on your best dress and attend the best party you've ever been invited to. This is your red carpet, your premiere fashion debut, and catwalk for the Oracle gods. Sometimes you don't know where the next whatever is going to come from, but you can still look like $1 million, and you just might have to shift your energy into a different feeling and alignment. Pyrite is the companion for this card, as it was mistaken for gold by many people. You may not be the gold, but you can look like it. Bringing your vessel into a physical state of elevated emotion instantly helps the mind and body sync up. So even if you aren't going anywhere, get glammed up. You know it'll make you feel better. That is what the guidebook shares. And that pyrite, like it said, that's also called fool's gold. Fool's gold, like I said, it's called that because it fooled people into thinking it was real gold. But it's a crystal of prosperity. It's a crystal of power and potential. You know, all the crystals have power and potential. We talked about the Crystal Keys Tarot a couple weeks ago. And that deck, you know, that has information about every single crystal and everything. And it connects each tarot card to a different crystal. So it's an awesome deck. Definitely one that I recommend. I love that deck. But this deck, I'm loving it too because it's so unique. It's so special. And it brings such loving, kind energy to Buddy's life and Buddy's world there. You know, my little cannabis bud. He's so adorable. Oh, yeah. He was part of the swag bag they had at that 420 festival. And I managed to swag one, or snag a swag. Let's call it that. But anywho, you see the reading here. I'm not going to do the bottom of the deck or anything like that because you have that confidence. You have that love and appreciation for yourself that you deserve. You know, even if you don't, fake it till you make it. Be a little bit of that magician energy that I like to talk about. You know, if you want to bring your ideas to reality, see yourself succeeding at it. Find that unconditional love that you deserve. Dance to the beat of your own drum and find that love within that you deserve. Dress up, do something nice. And when you look at that person in the mirror, you go, I am hot, I am enough, I am gorgeous. And find that love and appreciation for yourself, and absolutely anything is possible. As like I said, if you want a reading with this deck or any of the decks in my collection, absolutely, like I can add this oracle deck to any one of the readings that we have. And I'll do a tarot reading for you too, because they're, you know, a lot more information when it comes to the tarot oracle decks. That's what the guidebook is for. I don't exactly go to memorize oracle decks because each illustration is different. Like, there's no numbers or anything on this deck, but it doesn't take away from the beauty. As I'm looking at the cards down on the screen and my page and on my book, or on my table and everything, I'm just reminded how absolutely beautiful this is. You know what? Cannabis helps you make you see that beauty. It makes you see the beauty in one another. You don't want to fight. You don't want to argue or anything. You just want to sit and enjoy life. And, you know, that's what they're doing in this illustration. These illustrations, they're enjoying it. So enjoy life, because it's far too short not to. And, you know, allow the people that choose to enjoy cannabis and things like that, allow them that, you know. Come November, the states that it's not legal, and, you know, we have those loopholes like Delta 8 and Delta 9 and things like that. Come November, if a law that they have passed to get the government, like, from shutting down, the law that they hid inside of that, like, that law there to give them all the things they wanted. I'm nowhere near political at all. I don't really understand it. Like, I don't want to understand it. How's that? But that they snuck that law in. And so all these people like Moonflower Hemp, Doc Johns, and all these people that have made a business and made so much success in the cannabis industry, it could all fall away if that bill is passed. So absolutely, just, you know, be willing to fight for it. Be willing to stand for it, whether you do it or not. You know, find that love for yourself so you can help others find that love for themselves too. Be a loving, caring, kind community, because life is so short and so much better when we absolutely are. Okay, I'm ranting now. I'm going to put these cards away. I'm going to send you on your way. Let's put it there in the box. Again, if you want a reading for this deck, with this deck or any deck in my collection, then feel free to comment on this video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website. All of that will be in the description below. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. The link for the deck will be in the description below as well if you want to purchase it. Best of luck finding a buddy, because I don't know where they got them. I don't know, you know, if they had them custom made or stuff. You can check, like, type in cannabis plushie or something like that, and you might be able to find one, because they're cute and they're squeezy and they're really fun. Okay, anywho, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.